Welcome back to another episode of the Mustachioed Chef. Tonight we're going to be stepping it up a little bit. We're going to be making some lobster ravioli. We're going to get really deep into things tonight. We've got some lobster tails here now. If this was not quarantine times, I'd prefer to have a full lobster and get all the good stuff out of there, but we're working with what we got here. So we got the lobster tails. We're going to render it down. We're going to make a stock out of the lobster tail. We got our marinara sauce going. We're going to put a little cream, make a blush sauce. And I think it's all going to come out pretty nicely. So let's see how we do here. Well, what we want to do is we want to get the meat out, but save as much of the shells as possible, because we're going to put the shells right back into this boiling water that we used, and we're going to make a seafood stock. We're going to use the lobster tails, the mirepoix, as I found out, not the mirepoix, as some people say. And then we're going to let that simmer for about an hour, bring it down, reduce it a little bit, hit it with some white wine, give it a little flavor, and then we're going to use that to flavor the actual final blush sauce that we're going to be adding to our lobster raviolis. Okay, now this is a bit overkill, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know I go a little overkill, but I'm adding a little bit of white wine to this stock. Now, you can use the white wine to deglaze a pan. You can do it to add a little bit of flavor. I think this is gonna come out nice, and they say, don't cook with any wine that you wouldn't drink. We've got ourselves here a little Albarino. It's a little Spanish wine, usually coastal. So to me, it gives off a little briny feel, almost like when you eat an oyster. So let's see here. Ooh, that's nice. I'm gonna hit this with a little bit. Waste not. This rest is for us. Now we're gonna use this for the filling and this for the topper. So I'm gonna set this aside here. Okay, let's come on over to the filling here. It is made of ragout, the lobster, obviously, a little of the signature pecorino romano, and then a little bit of parsley. So we're gonna put this all together here. Sabrino is really hitting the spot. Okay, so I just chopped up a little Italian parsley. We're gonna hit that in here. A little of the fresh pepper. The fresh pepper, huh? Okay. Now you might look at that and say it's ready, but guess what? We gotta use an egg to bind this all together here. We want it to stick kind of like a glue. Now, I'm just gonna hit it with a topper. I mean, why not? We got the pecorino romano, just to make sure that that got in there. We're gonna hit it with a little extra peck. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let it cool for about an hour. We're gonna get working on the pasta, and then it's all gonna come together in this little crescendo of lobster raviolis. Now, the one thing I gotta say here, and the reason we're doing it this way, is I've gone to many establishments where I've had lobster ravioli on the menu, and I'm like, I gotta get the lobster ravioli. Only to find that I just got a normal cheese ravioli with a little meat topping of the lobster. That's not lobster ravioli, that's a cheese ravioli with a lobster topping. This is lobster ravioli. We're showing you how easy it is to do, and this is why we're doing it, so hopefully it comes out good. Now, I got these fancy cool ravioli makers. What's great about them, perfect size. They've got the ridges already baked into this little cool piece of equipment that we got here. So we're gonna be doing that. The seafood stock is boiling. It smells amazing. I've said seafood stock probably 25 times already. We haven't even had it yet. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start filling these raviolis, and then we're getting pretty close here. You got yourself a nice tray of raviolis, huh? I don't know what looks better, the raviolis or the mustache. Now, we've got our raviolis here. They've been sitting in the freezer for about an hour. The shape is perfect, the texture is good. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our marinara, some of the seafood stock, and a little heavy cream. We're gonna come together to make the sauce for these raviolis. We're gonna boil the raviolis in the seafood stock hybrid water combination here, just to get a little extra flavor in there, and it's gonna all come together nice. So let's go. Yeah, that's right. A little more pecorino. All right, as we're waiting for the raviolis to boil, we got ourselves here a fancy little wine fridge, 12 bottles, thanks to our friends at the Mustachioed Chef Partner Network. Tonight we're gonna go with a Tom Shula Merlot, Don Shula's son. I don't know, that might not be true. Don't quote me on that one. Okay, it's time for us to eat. The presentation, fantastic. I'd like to thank our friends over at Roback again for providing the wardrobe tonight. Go check them out. Everyone else, follow the Mustachioed Chef on Instagram. But let's take a bite here. This looks fantastic. Guys, the Mustachioed Chef did it again. Oh man. The blush sauce is subtle, it's gentle, it's light. You really get the lobster in there, and that's why we took the time to stuff the filling with lobster. Man, that is so good. You get the lobster stock, the little seafood coming through, the pecorino romano. Oh. Wow. I think they're gonna say I'm biased. I keep giving high scores out, but Jesus Christ, this is good. I am giving this a 9.4. That's high.
Okay. After the 9.4, I'm very excited to try this. But first, I'd like to shout out to my friend Katie Haskins with Capsule Boutique in Augusta, Georgia, for sending me this beautiful top and headband. So thank you, Capsule. And then now for the main event. I am just so excited to dig in. This has really been a labor of love. We've done everything from, cook the tails and create the stock and create the pasta from scratch and create the sauce from scratch. And so this has just been really, every detail Brian has thought through, and it's just all come together really nicely, at least as far as how it's smelling and looking right now. That's really excellent. The blush sauce is just amazing. You can get the hint of the cream, you can get the hint of the seafood stock in it. The filling of the ravioli, definitely the parsley's coming through. You definitely get the seafood and the lobster taste in it. It's not like the $40 dishes you buy at restaurants and it's just a big ball of ricotta. So this was excellent, and I'm gonna do one more bite, and I'm gonna get one of the big pieces of the lobster that we topped the dish with at the end. I've got to give it a 9.2.
It's really good. Cheers. Well, that's another episode of the Mustachioed Chef in the books. Sous Chef, thank you. This came out fantastic. Everyone who's watching, thank you. We'll see you guys next time on the Mustachioed Chef.
Cheers.
Cheers. You could get this at a restaurant.